Hi, I'm Jacquie Otmanski here at Argonne National Laboratory, and today we're going to do the activity Plant with a Purpose. April showers brings May flowers, but it also brings issues like flooding. How many of you have been personally victimized by flooding? I can say I have. Flooding is a safety and health hazard. It can make roads inaccessible to travel through. It can cause runoff, which is water that brings with it all the pollution that comes from fertilizers in our homes and gardens. It can carry with it pollution and trash and bring it to areas that we as people play in or drink from. It also gets into our water sources and ecosystems, so it's a negative thing for our natural environment as well and the animals that live in it. So what can we do? Luckily, we can use plants and they can come in for the rescue here. Plants and soil can help prevent flooding and some of the issues that come with it by filtering it out. So let's do an activity to see how we can plant with a purpose. You'll see here I have 3 different models or representations of something in the real world. My first model here is to represent an urban area or an area that has limited green space, like a parking lot. You can see here it's filled with plaster and it's solid. My model in the middle here also has some plaster to represent some concrete, but it also has some loose soil. That loose soil can be from a farm site that was recently tilled, or perhaps it is a recent construction site. And my last model here, again, has some of this concrete, but it also has some grass. And grass is known for its fibrous roots, so it's net-like, which can really hold the soil, and it also has some filtration properties along with it. Now, to represent the nasty, contaminated runoff water, I have water here that I dyed blue so you could see it better on camera. I added some sprinkles to represent some pollution and some cooking oil as well. What I will do here in just a minute is pour water into each of these 3 models. And we're going to see how much runs off or comes out at the other end. Before I do that, I want you to take a second and make a prediction. What do you think will happen? Which one do you think will have the cup with the most runoff? And which one with the least? All right, let's test our ideas out. I'm going to start with our concrete one here. And I'm going to pour some water. As you can see, the water is going straight through and filling up very quickly. There's nothing there to absorb it or prevent it. All right, now let's see what happens when we add water to the one with the loose soil. As you can see, the soil acts a little bit like a sponge, absorbing some of the water, but it also carries away, the water is carrying away some of the soil along with it into the cup with the runoff. So better than this one, but still a problem, because now we also have erosion, which is when soil gets wiped away with water or ice, in addition to runoff. All right, let's check our last one here, where we have some grass that will hopefully help prevent some flooding and runoff. So I hear a little bit of a trickle, far less than the one over here with the soil, which is still running, and less than the one without any greenery at all. So if you were to do this at home, perhaps you could find a different type of plant to use with a better root system. Maybe one that we can minimize this water even more, right? You can also do different experiments where you try different ratios of the cement, which I use plaster of Paris to represent cement, and the amount of land usage. You can also get a big, like, aluminum cooking pan and design your own city. What would it look like? Where would you strategically have green spaces and gardens so that the city blocks don't have to deal with issues like flooding and runoff? You can get as creative with it as you'd like. Well, it looks like that's all the time we have today. So I hope you enjoy this activity and get to try it out at home. Bye.